Hi you guys, thank you so much for clicking on my video. I appreciate you. I am Dr. Jacinta Mpali Kanamuri, your transformational coach and spiritual counselor. In this video today, I'll be sharing 3 tips of how to break a bad habit. And after this video, you will benefit. These are the takeaways of this topic. 1, you will learn the psychology of thoughts, the 2 different types of thoughts. And then you will also have 2 other tools that will help you to observe your thought processes so that your mind does not trigger more negative emotion or behavior or action to support a negative habit. Now, before I get into all that, I uphold you. Thank you so much for clicking on my video once again. If you haven't subscribed, please do, and click on the notification bell right around there, because then you'll be the first to receive all these amazing videos that I upload intended to help you achieve emotional freedom, let go of the grip of the ego. Oh my god, the ego is something else. And then start living life, on your terms. All right, let's get right into it. Tip number one is to understand the psychology of thoughts. Now, I've divided these into 2 types of thoughts according to the type of habits that we have. We have 2 types of habits, okay? They are the shallow, weak habits that are not deeply rooted in our subconscious. That is type 1. Those are supported and triggered by a different type of thought process. And then there are those other deep rooted habits that have turned into addictions, and those are triggered by a different type of thought processes. Now let's begin with the first type of habit, the shallow, kind of narrow, light habit. That, for instance, poor breathing is a shallow habit. It's not really deep rooted, because in sleep you can breathe deeply. Not drinking enough water, laziness, not brushing your teeth at night, or not flossing. Those habits that I have to do this, but laziness propels you to, and of course the thoughts propel you to just be lazy, and you end up not taking action. So let's just talk about that really quickly. So this is what happens before you engage in that bad habit. Let's imagine that it's bedtime and you have to brush your teeth. You know that it's right that you have to brush your teeth, but there is a habit. You have a habit of not brushing your teeth at night. So the thought comes in as a sense of urgency, and that urgency is, think me, give me your attention. And that thought has this information: it's okay not to brush your teeth, it's alright, you brush in the morning, just Google, gargle and blah blah blah. And then next, if you don't give it your attention, if you get out of your bed, you're like, what, let me brush, man. I don't want to have this full breath in the morning. And then it gives you validity. And then the thought, the ego presents validity. It gives you all the reasons why you should not brush your teeth. It tells you, come on, especially if you're single. Come on, you're single. Like, why do you even have to brush your teeth? It's okay to smell a little. But by the way, you don't even smell in the morning. And besides, in the morning when you wake up, you brush your teeth anyway. So it's okay. So that thought process includes an urgency. The thought comes knocking at your consciousness with an urgency. Give me your attention. Think me. Because a thought is nothing until you give it your attention. It's like, don't brush your teeth. You don't have to brush your teeth. But then it becomes more urgent because it keeps coming, popping, knocking at the door of your consciousness and seeking for your attention. And once you ignore it, you start taking action that is conflicting that thought. Then it gives you all the valid reasons why you should not brush your teeth, why you should think it, why you should not act in conflict with it. Okay, so how do you overcome that thought? How do you overcome that habit? How do you not let those thoughts influence your actions? I'll get to that. But first, let me get to the deep core rooted habits which have literally turned into addictions, okay? Like drinking, smacking your wife, or husband, lying, okay, cheating on your partner, social media, yeah, that has become an addiction. Facebook and pictures and all that, they look good and all of that, gambling and drugs and all those habits that literally are your escapes. These are things that if you don't do, you feel like you're missing something. You can't even breathe. They create thirst within you. Like you can't even breathe. You are even feeling thirsty. They become your water. They become your satisfaction. They are your run to habits. They are your escape habits. You have replaced them every time a negative emotion or a memory pops up in your consciousness. These are your go-to habits. And this is how the ego uses your thoughts, your mind, which is also the ego, to manifest these thoughts into your beingness and then trigger your action. Okay, so these are addictive thoughts. Step number 1, this is how they come. They come with an energy of a promise of pleasure. You know, if you're an alcoholic, if you drink a lot of, I'll talk about weed, because I've dealt with a lot of clients of mine who have been addicted with marijuana, and this is what they explain. They have a thought of smoking that marijuana, and that thought comes with an energy of pleasure, a promise of pleasure. It's like the ego is promising you, listen, if you smoke just a little tiny bit, oh, you will feel so good. Okay, so that thought drops into your consciousness with a sense of a promise to feel pleasure. And then if you don't give it your attention, or if you're somewhere where you can't smoke the marijuana, it keeps knocking at your door and gives you an urgency, a sense of urgency. You see, it's like, it's urgent, you need this fix. Oh, you need the pleasure. It knocks at your consciousness. Of course, seeking your attention. Because if you don't seek it if you don't give it your attention, way sooner than later, it will fall out of your consciousness and go back in the void. And then if you do not respond to a thought, maybe you're busy somewhere, maybe you don't even have the money to buy the marijuana, maybe you're really determined to break the habit of rushing to marijuana to use it as an escape. And I'm not really against marijuana, but I'm saying that if you're using it as an escape, if it has taken over your life, your relationships, and there is nothing else that you can do, you need it to be inspired, you need it to work, you need it to get up in the morning, you need it to live, then it has become an addiction. It has literally taken over your life, and you've run away further from yourself, and you need to come back at one time. You need to come back to yourself, whether you want it or not. So going back to the steps, so it's giving you a sense of urgency, and you're like, nope, I'm not smoking today. Oh, and then it starts dropping nuggets of validity. Oh, I am so valid. It gives you all the reasons why you should smoke. You will feel really good, you will feel so good. You know how you felt good the other time? Do you know how you got so much energy the other time? Do you know how you worked so hard the other time and got all done? Do you know how much you painted the other time? So it gives you all these valid reasons, all intended for one reason only, your attention, all intended to grab your attention. Because once you give the thoughts your attention, ta-da, they are in. The next thing you know is they take over your senses. The next thing you know is you're rushing, you're running, you're picking that pipe or wherever you used to smoke and or a bottle of alcohol, or gambling, or wherever, and back into the habit. All right, so let me summarize this really quickly so you understand. If your habit is not deep rooted, the thought comes with an urgency, a sense of urgency. Don't brush your teeth, or don't drink water today. It's not really deep rooted. The urgency is not so strong. It's telling you drank water 2 days ago. Oh, there was water in your watermelon. Oh, did you know that they cook food with water? So you had enough water. Those are valid. That is the validity. Those are the lessons, the reasons. That is step number 2. But the first step is an urgency. Think me, give me your attention, give me your attention. Why are you drinking that water? It's almost like the thoughts are questioning you. Hey, give me your attention. Don't, why are you drinking that water? And once you give them the attention, or once you do not give them the attention, then they give you the validity, they give you the reasons why you should really give them your attention. Hey, listen, why should you anyway drink water? Okay, like they cook food with water. Hello, you drink Coca-Cola. Okay, they use water in Coca-Cola, so they give you the thoughts. The ego delivers all these amazing stupid reasons to get you to act in conflict of what is good for you. And then the conflicting addictive thoughts come, number one, with a sense and energy of a promise of pleasure. And then when you don't give that pleasure the attention, and then they present the urgency. Oh, no, it's urgent that you should it's so urgent that you should buy that bottle of beer, or you should drink that rum. It's really urgent. And then when you don't give up your attention, they come with the validity, the reasons. Oh, you know what, you really just have to drink because you feel better when you drink. Hello. Now, the next question is, how do you overcome the ego and all these tricks? These are all the tricks it uses to captivate you and entangle you in its web. How do you overcome bad habits, narrow or deep rooted? The next tip is to understand the power of your attention. If you understand the power of your attention, then you will never have a bad habit. You will be able to beat all bad habits. Because if you know that for instance, you've not been drinking enough water, or you rarely drink any water, as a small habit and a narrow habit, a habit that is not deeply rooted in you, and every time you go through your day without drinking water, but you have also set an intention to start drinking water, then you shift your attention from what you don't want to what you want. Okay? And attention has a way of being cemented in what you don't want because it has become a habit. So your attention in regards to that particular action is cemented. It's become a routine, a normality. So the attention knows, I gotta stay here. We don't drink water. So your attention is rooted in not drinking water. So you gotta draw out, since now you wanna let go of the habit of not drinking water, put all your attention on the water. And every time you pick up that bottle to drink water, and these thoughts come and start telling you it's okay not to drink water, do not give them your attention. Just don't give them your attention. And that goes a long way to even all these addictive habits, these addictive personalities. That's another story altogether. But you can begin by denying these thoughts your attention. It's like going back to the roots, to the core, to the back home, going back to the basics. It's so simple, yet it's so powerful. If you don't want to spend years in therapy, just start observing your attention. Because in reality, you don't move. You're always here. You're always where you are. But your attention moves from place to place. Your attention is what creates, is what manifests. It's what progresses things, progresses things in your consciousness. So if there is something that you don't want to do and you're tired of doing it and you have concluded it as a bad habit, give your attention to what you want to do religiously. And just deny the ego from pulling you backwards into doing what you want to do, what you don't want to do. Remember, there is no ego without you. There is no ego in you without you. Without your attention, the ego will never present. It will present the negative thoughts. But without you giving the thoughts your attention, they will simply, sooner than later, fall out of your consciousness. And I know because there are certain thoughts that come into your mind propelling you to do something, and you just keep saying, no, I won't do that, I won't do that, and eventually they leave you alone. Okay, but now it's moving from even giving you that attention that I won't do that, but letting it burn, almost let it burn with the urgency, let it burn with the validity, let it burn with the promise of giving you that pleasure. Let it be, sit quietly and exercise your inner God-given power, and let that thought be. And if you don't act, if you don't react, if you don't do anything, that thought will soon melt out of your consciousness. So respect the power of your attention. And then tip number 3 is to just surround yourself with what you want. What you want your mind to grab onto as your new reality. Immerse your 5 senses in everything that you want. Like if you want to start drinking water, put a bottle of water everywhere. Put a bottle of water in your bathroom. Put a bottle of water next to your bed. Put a bottle of water in your car. Put a bottle of water everywhere. That way you'll be reminded that you have got to drink water. Okay, if it is something like you want to let go of alcoholism, you're tired of drinking, do not buy bottles of, do not buy the alcohol, because then the ego is going to say, come on, it's all right. Just take a glass of wine or take that bottle of water and you drink a bunch of water. It will be all right. Do not give in to the ego and its lies, because at the end of the day, once you drink that bottle of water, after being so determined to let go of that habit of over drinking, that bottle of alcohol, that bottle of beer, guess what? That very ego that convinced you to drink that beer is going to turn around and say, oh my God, look what you did. You're an alcoholic. So it presented the thought, you acted upon it, and then it also presents the repercussions, it presents the consequences. It's always working to make sure that you're entangled in its web. All right, in summary, how do you break a bad habit? 1, understand the psychology of thoughts. If your habit is not deep core, it's easy to let go of that habit. Just manage your attention, examine your attention. If it is deep core, do the same. When the thoughts of urgency and promises of pleasure and validity pop into your consciousness to go and engage in a negative, in a bad habit, observe the thoughts. Just let them be, let them burn, without you giving them your attention, because your attention fuels them. Let them be. Haven't you ever been so angry or so mad at someone and just sat back and let the anger draw within you until it melted away? Because everything that comes within you has to go. Everything that pops up must come down. So let it be. Let the thoughts be, and soon or later the habit will start losing its grip on you, because you're no longer giving it your attention. Remember, habits only live if we give them our attention. And then tip number 3 is surround yourself, immerse yourself with the things that will introduce you or get you engaged or propel your attention. Knock at your attention to focus on them, because what you surround yourself with, you actually become. Your 5 senses soon grab these visuals, whatever you're surrounding yourself with, and then they will learn. You will start cementing this new information into your subconscious mind, and then this will turn into your new habits. All right, I hope this was clear. Okay, I hope it was. All right, you guys, once again, thank you so much for clicking on my video. I love you guys so much. Thank you for supporting my work. I hope this helped. If you need more deep-rooted work, if you are dealing with some addictive behaviors and you really want to let them go, hit me, send me an email. I'll leave the email below. In the interim, I'm sending you abundant love from my heart to yours. Be safe. Bye.